Skarmory. What am I saying? Skarmory. Castform. I'm having PTSD there with the Skarmory into Bastiodon matches. Hanging on by a thread. Scrafty, big boy pulling up those pants. Bang! There it is. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Ox here with another video. If you're new to the channel, we do upload Pokemon Go content mostly related to PvP, so please consider subscribing to the channel if that is of interest to you. And if you're a returning subscriber like Kirby Griffin, thank you for the support. In today's video, we're taking a look at some Great League battles in Go Battle League for Season 8. The team we're using today does consist of some pretty underused Pokemon, Rainy Castform, Scrafty, and Froslass. Froslass and Rainy Castform in particular are two very strong Pokemon, but they aren't seen too often in Go Battle League. Of these three Pokemon, Scrafty is probably the most meta-relevant one. As a core, this team together, I did first start using it on Go Battle Night, had a lot of success with it, but I was using Scrafty in the lead at the time. As I ranked up, I noticed that Rainy Castform did appear to have some better matchups in the lead spot, so I did switch it into the lead. However, you could run this lineup with either of those two Pokemon in the lead or as the closer. The team itself does have some decent coverage overall. Of course, there will be some weaknesses. However, no team is perfect, and I do like the fact that this team utilizes some underused Pokemon that you don't see too often, so that's a big plus for me. If you guys enjoy this type of content, please make sure you smash that like button. It really helps the channel grow. Leave a comment in the comment section down below. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And without any further ado, let's jump into the first battle right now. Alright, so I'm currently one set away from getting my ELO revealed, so I thought it'd be a pretty fun idea to let you guys pick the team that I'm going to use for that one set before the ELO is revealed. So this is what I want everyone to do. In the comments section, leave the name of one Pokemon that you want me to use. The three Pokemon with the most likes on the comment will be the team I use. I don't care what three Pokemon they are. As long as they're reasonable and I have access to them, I will put that team together. The three most liked Pokemon in the comments section, so make sure you leave a comment with the Pokemon of your choice that you want to see me use. Let's hop into the battles right here. We got Lazeros X in the first matchup, leading Rainy Castform into a Shadow Politoed. And Politoed isn't too bad, but the Shadow itself does present a lot of problems for this team, just because Weather Ball hits so hard. So I'm going to build up for the Thunder here. And I don't think I'm going to bait. I'm probably just going to go straight for the Thunder here. The opponent is going straight Weather Ball, so this is really nice for us. Not doing too much damage, and that's going to allow me to get to at least one Thunder. So we'll either get the shield here, or it'll go down. If they decide to shield, I'm probably going to look to swap out into Froslass, which is what we do here. And this should be another Weather Ball coming through, so I'm going to no shield this. But you can see how much damage that does. Opponent swaps out into Sableye. Now, because they've already used up one shield, I'm going to throw the Shadow Ball right here, and this should get the shield from the Sableye, which it does, and they're going to be able to farm me down, which isn't great. However, we do have a 2-shield advantage. The Castform should have some residual energy here, and Scrafty should be able to get a couple of power-up punch boosts here. So, feeling pretty good about the situation here, coming in with the Scrafty, and I'm going to go straight for the Foul Play, hoping this will be enough to take out the Sableye here, which it is. And the opponent comes in with a Skarmory, so I'm okay with this because we do have a shield. Come into the Castform, hoping to drag out the Politoed. I say drag, more like draw out the Politoed. And the Politoed is going to throw the Weather Ball, which does knock us out, but they're drawing energy now. So I'm going to go for the Foul Play, which should be enough to take out the Politoed here. And what I'm hoping is that I can actually get to a Foul Play here, plus maybe one power-up punch. No, I'm going to go for the power-up punch first because I do still have the shield. So I'm going to boost my attack first. This makes more sense. Then we're going to shield the Sky Attack and hopefully get to this Foul Play, which will be enough to take out the Skarmory here, especially after that boost. Going to be overkill, so we do shield that Sky Attack. They don't have two moves ready, so Foul Play going to come through, and we're going to be able to take that game in the first battle. We got a bunch of battles here for this video. I did handpick a couple of battles I found interesting, very close matches, some losses, some wins. Going to go over everything here. Hopping into match number 2, we got Castform into Galvantula. This is an awful lead, of course, for Castform, so I swap out into Scrafty. Notice I didn't go into the Froslass this time, and I'm not sure why I didn't actually go into Froslass here. It's pretty interesting. But I come in Scrafty, and of course, that's not a great matchup. We do draw out the Azumarill here, though, which isn't too bad. So I'm going to go for just straight Foul Plays here. Try and do as much chip damage as I possibly can to this Azumarill. Ideally, I would prefer that they don't farm me down, but considering how dominant of a matchup this is for Azumarill, you know what's going to happen. They're going to farm us down. They'll probably be over 100 energy, but that's totally fine. We could come in with the Castform after. And basically, look at how much damage we still did to this Azumarill. I'm going to come with Castform here. And I'm going to no-shield the first one to see what moveset they're running. They're running Ice Beam, Hydro Pump, it looks like. So because of that, no Play Rough, I'm actually going to consider no-shielding all of this. And perhaps even, okay, so we call the Hydro Pump. That's actually a huge call right there, because Hydro Pump would hurt. But I'm going to look to throw a Weather Ball. No, I'm going to no-shield. I don't even remember what I was going to do, but we're going to let this go through because it's only an Ice Beam. So that makes sense here. And I'm going to farm down completely. We're at 100 energy. Galvantula is going to have to shield. I'm hoping to get off 3 Weather Balls here before they get to the first move. So they sneak in a Volt Switch, not good, but that shouldn't really affect me getting to the 3rd Weather Ball first. So as you can see, we do get to the 3rd one here, and as soon as I throw this, I'm going to swap out into the Froslass. Of course, there is the risk of being debuffed with Flange, but we're able to farm down before they get to the move, and Stunfisk comes in. So I go for Shadow Ball here. Definitely don't want to be going for Shadow Ball. The Avalanche is more energy efficient, but in this particular case, I guess it doesn't really matter because we're going to outpace here. And actually, Shadow Ball plus 1 Avalanche is going to be enough, because although Avalanche is more energy efficient, Shadow Ball is doing slightly more damage, but at the cost of a bit more energy, and Avalanche is just a lot more energy efficient, going straight Avalanche against Stunfisk. So we do take that game against a very tough lead there on the power of Castform, as you saw. Super spammy, and Weather Ball is a very good move, but Water Gun applies a lot of pressure as well. So the Obstagoon going to throw a move right here to Night Slash, and as you can see, we start lagging, and we're in the green, and now look, boom, look how much health we lost during that lag. Must have been a visual lag because we did not see the Obstagoon taking us out there. That's really bad. So usually what I try to do in this matchup is actually try and catch a move onto the Scrafty, but because I didn't know where I was or where the opponent was on energy, we weren't able to do that. So I swap out now, and the Altaria comes in. So not a great matchup here. However, what I want to do is just let the Scrafty go down here, do as much chip damage as possible, and then come in with the Froslass and look to farm down completely here with Powder Snow, get loaded on energy. So let's see if we could do that. I believe Altaria will probably be able to get to a move here, but it's going to be very close. And we are actually able to farm down completely before it gets to move, so we keep that shield. Obstagoon comes back in. I'm just throwing the energy right here. Could have probably farmed down, but wasn't sure where they were on energy, of course, because of the lag there. So Registeel comes in. Not a good matchup here considering how low that my Castform now is. So I go for the Shadow Ball. I was expecting them not to shield that, to be honest, so really happy that the Shadow Ball landed there. Flash Cannon comes through. I let it go down. I think my win condition at this point is just straight Water Gun with Castform, and I'm not even sure if it's going to be possible, so we have to shield up here. Flash Cannon would take us out from this range, and at this point it's a race. Can we get to the Water Gun farm down? Yes, we can, before the Registeel gets to move. I don't know how they didn't get to move there. During that farm down, it felt like it was taking forever. However, we were able to do it, and we take that game. So let's hop into the next battle right here. We got Castform into Obstagoon. So another Obstagoon lead right here. We saw in the last matchup. Definitely affected by lag, which was unfortunate here. Let's see if we get the matchup a bit more in our favor this game. This isn't a great matchup for Castform, and Obstagoon could basically win this going straight Night Slash. So as you see, I tried to catch the Night Slash onto the Scrafty. The opponent actually held off from throwing, but they still went for Night Slash, so they might be running Gunk Shot there and no Cross Chop, and they come in with a Skarmory. But now we have a pretty big energy lead here, so that means we're going to be able to do quite a bit of damage here to this Skarmory. Might get to the Power Up Punch before the Sky Attack. No, we do not. So I'm going to let this go through here, and I don't necessarily care for Switch because I think coming in with Castform and farming down is a lot more important, but I didn't think I could actually farm down here, so I decided to throw the Weather Ball just before they get to the Sky Attack. And this is actually going to get a shield, and the opponent lags there, so we benefit from lag this time, and we're going to shield up here. We're loaded on energy, and now I'm throwing the Weather Ball, and the opponent swaps out, and I actually start lagging there. So now I lagged, and I couldn't get off the Weather Ball, so that means now I'm forced to burn a shield because I wasn't able to throw the Weather Ball first. So the lag kind of balancing out there, I feel, and we go for the Weather Ball now. I swap out into the Froslass. Of course, I should still have a shield here because I shouldn't have had to shield because of that lag. So now we're going to get taken out by the Sableye. Foul Play KOs. Come back in with the Castform, and I need this Weather Ball to put this in farm down range. Can we outpace it with Water Gun? Yes, we can. And the Obstagoon comes back in, able to take it out. Water Gun versus counter. Water Gun OP. Castform closing out the game in style, and another big win right there. Let's hop into the next battle. And all these battles are taking place in rank 18. Altaria lead here, very bad for the team. Castform, bad matchup against Altaria. The Scrafty, very bad matchup too, so we can't really bring in the Froslass here, of course. So basically the only play is to sort of sack the Castform here. And ideally, I think one Thunder is probably more efficient than going 2 Weather Balls. I think one Thunder does slightly more damage than 2 Weather Balls, so it's probably better to just go straight Thunder in this particular matchup, but we decided to let that go through, and we just go for the extra chip damage here and come in with the Froslass. I'm not going to shield this, look to farm down completely, get an energy lead on Froslass. Froslass is actually very strong when it has an energy lead because it hits really hard, it has pretty much 2 nuke moves right here, and Powder Snow is very quick at generating energy. Opponent comes in with a Swampert, so we're going for the Avalanche here. Avalanche is a Side Strike clone, so you know how broken of a move it is. Swampert gonna throw here, gonna shield us up. Because of the energy lead we had, we should be able to outpace this Swampert right here, even if they want to take, or use both their shields I should say. Avalanche comes through, they're going to stay in, and what I'm hoping here is that I shield and they do not swap out to catch this move, because that would be pretty much their win condition here. So I overfarm one to see if they're gonna switch or not. And I should have thrown as soon as I got to the Avalanche because they switch after. So the opponent got fortunate there with the timing, of course. I was thinking one thing, the opponent was thinking another, and we got outplayed. So Tentacruel gonna hit us with the Hydro Pump. That's a big boom. And the Scrafty, probably not gonna be able to take out Tentacruel here. It's gonna be very close. But ideally, I should have actually let the Tentacruel take me out here, because now I give the Swampert farm. And unfortunately for us, that means that the Swampert is going to be able to take us out with that extra energy it gains. So I think the play there should have been to allow the Tentacruel to take us out instead, so that I could farm down the Tentacruel and then I would have the Avalanche ready to go. So I think that was a misplay here. We got Hardy Boys in the next match, but is it Jeff or Matt? Let's find out. We got Azumarill into Castform right here. And usually in this matchup, I just like going straight Thunder. Especially if they're not running Play Rough, you can win this matchup going straight Thunder. If they're running Play Rough, it does become a bit more bait dependent, and in this case they're running Play Rough. But since we already landed one Thunder, it's a very winnable matchup. At this point here, I actually decided to shield only because I counted 5 there, but I was having a lot of issues with lag earlier in the day, and I was getting hit by Play Roughs when it was only showing 4 bubbles and stuff, so I didn't want to take any chances here. Now at this point, I know for a fact it's an Ice Beam, and I don't know why they shielded here. They probably thought that they could convince me that they were going for a Play Rough again, and I would maybe double shield, but I wasn't going to fall for that after seeing that the first one was in fact an Ice Beam, and I only counted 5, so not able to get off that second Weather Ball there, but totally fine. Come in with Froslass here, and not a great matchup in particular. I mean, it is a good matchup, but not when we're this behind in energy. And the opponent goes for Sludge Bomb. I've been noticing a lot of people tend to go for Sludge Bomb against Froslass with their Venusaur. Not sure why, but I've done about 5 battles against Venusaur, and all 5 of them have been going Sludge Bomb instead of Frenzy Plant. So, not sure why people are doing that. But Frenzy Plant, I'm pretty sure, does a lot more damage because it is doing neutral damage, whereas Poison is being resisted. But we see Talonflame come in here, so I'm going to go for the Foul Play. And this shouldn't be enough to take out the Talonflame, but we could shield this up right here and go for the Pup. And I believe with the boosted counters, we should be able to take out the Talonflame before it knocks us out, or possibly a simultaneous knockout. So we are able to take it out at the same time. We take that game with the Pokemon alive in the back still. So GG's to the opponent there. Hopping into the next battle right here. And we got Castform into a Deoxys. So not the greatest matchup because of course Thunderbolt is going to really hurt. In this particular matchup, I'm going straight for the Weather Ball right here. No point to build up to the Thunder against Deoxys. Opponent's building a lot of energy, so this definitely could be a Thunderbolt right here. So I was a little bit afraid. We do shield to Psycho Boost, so he likes to max. That means they're going to swap out. And they come in with Umbreon, and although we're down to shield, this is a very dominant matchup to be in. So I'm going to stay in here, and we're able to just go straight Pup here. So you're going to be boosting your counters and potentially exiting this matchup with energy, which will be very good for the Deoxys, of course. So I'm going to go straight Power Up Punch. Probably get hit by another Last Resort here, but we should be able to farm down completely. And I believe we'll have a Foul Play ready to go once we're out of here. No, not quite there, but not even out of power punch actually. But Deoxys comes in, going to go for the foul play right here. Deoxys may decide to farm us down here. I swap out to Castform though to force the second shield or make them waste all that energy, and they decide to burn the second shield instead. And now I decide to let the Castform go down. I'll probably come in with the Froslass, look to farm this down completely. They swap out into Skarmory, and at this point, because we have a shield, this is pretty much GG's. Going for the Shadow Ball right here. It's doing a lot of damage, and at this point we just need one Avalanche and we'll be able to take this game. So Sky Attack going to come through here. I'm going to shield that up and go for the Avalanche. But I'm over farming a lot, wanted to get as close to 2 Avalanche as possible, throwing right before they get to the Sky Attack. That's going to take it out. I'm going to swap out into Deoxys in case, or Scrafty I should say, in case they wanted to throw their energy. They didn't, so we take that game. And up next, King Magikarp 314, so shout out to you. This is one of my subscribers. So we got Castform into Shadow Sealeo, so definitely very spicy. And at this particular point, you kind of need to land the Thunder in order to win this matchup, because Body Slam is doing more damage than these Weather Balls are doing. Plus it's a Shadow, so I'm going straight for the Thunder here, hoping that they will not shield since I didn't shield, but they do. So now I'm going to try and catch a Body Slam onto the Froslass, I think. Preserve this Castform for later. Unfortunately, I didn't swap out in time, so we do have to eat one. I did not shield though. Going to bank the energy and swap out to Froslass and hopefully catch a Body Slam right here, which we are able to do, so that's very nice. Umbreon comes in, so that's a pretty hard counter to Froslass right here. And it's starting to look like one of those games where winning switch is going to determine the outcome. So I'm going to let this go through here. This shouldn't KO, so I should be able to get to one more Avalanche here, which we are able to do. And I'm basically saving 2 shields for Scrafty at this point. So I'm really hoping that Scrafty does not meet a hard counter in the back. But considering that both of these Pokemon, Sealeo and Umbreon, are very weak to Scrafty, I should have realized that there's going to be a hard counter for this in the back, and there it is, Medicham. I wasn't thinking at the time of this battle, but looking at the team now, it's so obvious that there's going to be a counter in the back. So I bring in Castform here, do get the last shield, but unfortunately for us, Medicham is doing far too much damage at this point. So Ice Punch comes through. Really need to take this out ASAP, so Foul Play will be enough, but we're going to be drawing energy. The Sealeo still has a lot of health left, and sort of wishing that I had used those shields earlier. However, at this point, switch advantage definitely was necessary to win this game, and we're gonna get taken out here by the super spammy Sealeo. GG's to you, King Magikarp, and we had a pretty positive showing with this team. Let's hop into the next set. Alright, so hopping into the next set of battles here, we got Veledictus in the first matchup. This is a set of 5 battles right here. We got Castform into Mandibuzz, and Mandibuzz pretty problematic for this team, so I don't like seeing it. You know, it is a pretty rare sight in Go Battle League. Not many people have access to it, so you're not going to see it too often. We do take the foul play right there, and once again I'm going straight for the Thunder. And what I'm realizing is a lot of people seem to shield the Thunder, so maybe it makes sense to bait with Castform because everybody is shielding, it seems. So I'm going to let this go through here. And I think at this point, all I want to do is just do as much chip damage as possible with the Castform, and then come in with the Froslass, which of course isn't going to have a great matchup against Mandos, but at least we should be able to do some Powder Snow damage here, get taken out. I actually swap out because they undercharged there. And Foul Play is going to come through. I'm going to shield this up and hope that I could farm down with Powder Snow. They might actually swap out, and they do into Azumarill here. So we're loaded on energy. This is actually really nice for us. I'm going to go straight Shadow Ball here. And I should be able to actually get to the second Shadow Ball before they get to the next move. So I'm going to throw the Shadow Ball right here. And now I'm in a position where I realize that the Azumarill is potentially going to take me out. But look how low it is. Because they didn't shield that, I could actually come in here with the Scrafty and farm down completely before it gets to another move. And farming down Azumarill with counter is going to leave you with a lot of energy. So the opponent doesn't want the smoke. They back out of the matchup. Probably very weak to Scrafty in the back. I was loaded, had the pup ready to go, had the shield. Opponent didn't want any of that, and they leave the game. We got Castform into Nidoqueen right here, a Shadow Nidoqueen. And the opponent swaps out into Sableye. So I'm probably going to look to do some chip damage here. Unfortunately, this CMP tie. So I'm going to shield up and then throw the Weather Ball. And I actually wouldn't be surprised to see the opponent shield this up to match these shields, which they do. And now I'm going to actually try and catch a foul play onto the Scrafty. And we probably just did that. Let's find out. Bang! There it is. Foul play. Doing nothing. You love to see it. And we're going to go straight for Power Up Punch here. You know, increase our counters while we can. Another foul play comes through. Kind of wish I didn't hit this, so I'm going to hit no bubbles here to get more farm. So basically does nothing. Should be able to farm down completely now. And the opponent is going to take their time here and come in with the Nidoqueen. So going to throw the foul play right here. And the beauty about Froslass is that it pretty much walls Nidoqueen, which is really nice. It walls pretty much all the poison types, which is very good considering this like sort of poison type meta we're currently in. So let's see if I come in with Castform or the Froslass here. I do come in with the Castform because I had a move ready and the opponent swaps out into Scrafty. So this is perfect for us because I'm going to throw probably 2 Weather Balls here. Will I shield this? No, I'm going to let it go through. It's probably going to take us out. Oh, they go for Power Up Punch. Okay, so wasn't sure if I was counting there or not during the battle. I might have been counting, to be honest. I knew that I could have this Weather Ball. They get the second shield. Come in a Froslass here. Able to outpace to the Avalanche. This is going to take out the Scrafty here. And then that Nidoqueen in the back is not going to want anything to do with the Froslass. They don't want the smoke either. So they back out of the match as well. Let's hop into the next battle. Stay off my lawn. 5. Alright, so everybody stay away from this guy's lawn. It's very serious about it. I got the Fisherman's Vest. And he's got a wall facing the lead. So, Skarmory. What am I saying? Skarmory. Castform. I'm having PTSD there with the Skarmory into Bastiodon matches. But no, we got Castform here. It's a lot better. Opponent swaps out into Jellicent and they shield. So I'm going to come in with the Scrafty here. Pretty nice matchup to be locked into right here. So going to go for the foul play. They let that go through. And if they're not running Ice Beam, it's actually a very dominant matchup to be in. It is a Bubble Beam. Now, of course, Scrafty completely walls the Bastiodon, so I was debating whether or not I wanted to bring this in here or to save it, but I decided, you know what, Castform should be enough to handle the Bastiodon on the back, so felt okay bringing this in. We take out the Jellicent. Unfortunately, it's another Medicham, so it's going to take care of the Scrafty while getting an energy lead. We do have the Froslass, though, which has a very solid matchup against Medicham, and we still have alignment for the Castform onto the Bastiodon. So Medicham going to throw it. They had a lot of energy, so I decided to shield that up. And unfortunately, they did bait us, so I'm going to go for the Shadow Ball here. And this is going to hit the shield from the Medicham. And they're still low on energy. They swap out into Bastiodon, so I'm going to come in with the Castform right here. And they go for the Stone Edge. Now, the problem here is that the Medicham actually has so much energy left that it kind of actually makes sense for me to lose this matchup right here so that the Froslass could come in and farm down. So although I did go for the Weather Ball here, I'm actually very happy that we did not hit it because now we could come in with the Froslass and farm down this Bastiodon to get what we needed in order to take out the Medicham here. So good thing I clicked Shadow Ball. I did not remember how much HP the Medicham has, but it has a lot. So good thing we went for the right move that time. We take that game right there. And let's hop into the next battle. We got Louise Dundane in the next match. We got Castform into Alolan Mux. So Alolan Mux kind of making a comeback this season. You know, it's a bit more relevant. Not running Poison Jab. This one is running Snarl. And that is very quick. So it's going to be a Dark Pulse for sure. I let it go through. And it does a lot of damage still. The opponent swaps out into Azumarill, trying to catch the Weather Ball. But you know how we do. We always hold off. Here comes the Thunder. Bang! Azumarill taking the work. Froslass coming in. You can see right now my safe switch to Azumarill is Froslass. It's actually not that bad after we land the Thunder because we could take pretty much any move here, over farm a lot, and basically throw on the CMP tie. I actually went over slightly there. So this should be CMP tie here. Let's see if they shield. They let it go through. Shadow Ball takes it out. Muck comes back in. We are loaded on energy. They should be dry on energy more or less. So I should be able to get to one more Avalanche here if they commit to the farm down, and that's what the opponent wants to do. And look at this, another Avalanche coming through. They get the shield. Now we're up 2 shields. I'm going to come in with the Scrafty expecting a blind throw here. And this should be another Dark Pulse. It's actually an Acid Spray. So a Man of Culture right here, lowering our defense. But it's a Diggersby in the back. And although this defense has been lowered, the attack's being bumped up. So Scrafty gonna go to town right here, taking that Fire Punch. You could call that a risky play because Earthquake with the lower defense would really threaten, but with the 2 shields, Scrafty's showing no fear. Now we shield because the fear's starting to come back. But gonna farm down right here. Muck in the back. Doesn't want nothing to do with it. Muck don't want the smoke. Hop into the next battle. And this, I believe, is the final battle of the video? Or is this the 4th? I'm not sure. We will find out. We got Castform into Haunter. This should be the final battle because I believe we're 4-0 in this set. So Castform actually, very good matchup here against Haunter because you could see Water Gun absolutely chunking. This thing is a glass cannon. I try to swap out to Scrafty to catch the move. Them swapping out makes me think that they do not have Sludge Bomb. So that's actually another reason to swap out into Scrafty there. You basically force them to switch because they don't want to waste that energy if they're not running Sludge Bomb, right? So Skarmory comes in. I'm actually going to shield here and look to throw a pup and commit to the farm down. Best case scenario, I could get to another move for that Haunter, although it is loaded on energy. So we take out the Skarmory. Not quite at the foul play just yet, so I try going for the foul play. If this is a Shadow Punch, we actually should survive, and it should be CMP. Hanging on by a thread. Scrafty, big boy, pulling up those pants. Bang! There it is. Swampert comes in, and this is a very uphill battle against the Rainy Castform. And in this particular situation right here, you do not want to shield the Castform because there's a high chance they're going to bait with Hydro Cannon. Force them to throw the Sludge Wave because that shield in the back with Froslass is going to be all the difference. Now because they throw Hydro Cannon, they're forced to throw all of their energy in order to take it out. And now Froslass with the shield going to be able to handle this game. A little bit of BM right here, not respecting the Hydro Cannon, and the opponent doesn't like that, so they leave the match. But we go a perfect 5-0 in that set. Make sure you leave your comments down below for what you want me to run in the next video. So those were the battles featuring Rainy Castform, Froslass, and Scrafty. Really love Rainy Castform as a lead. Froslass a very solid safe switch, and Scrafty a lot of potential as a closer. The team itself seems to mesh very well together, so I do enjoy using this team. And if you have access to these Pokemon, maybe don't run this exact same team, but definitely test out Castform, Froslass, even Scrafty. If you guys enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like, commenting, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.